Hello, I'm Ian, and this is Somerset News Network. Apologies for the light. I got the clouds going across the sun, so the sun comes out 1 minute and then it disappears the next, and there's not a lot I can do about it. But we will soldier on. Anyway, this is Ian from the Somerset News Network, and I'm drinking a hot drink because I got a little bit of a sore throat. Quick sip right before we start. Now then, when you work as a journalist, I was never a professional journalist, but I wrote for 2 or 3 magazines. I did a 6-month stint with the BBC Radio and worked with a journalist there. I was an intern, never paid, but they took me to edit tape. I'd show guests around, and I was basically an odd job man. I did the royal wedding for Charles and Di. I went up with the reporter, wouldn't go on her own because you had to carry the ewer, which was a 1/4-inch tape machine with a strap, and it was heavy. And she was only a little girl. She was about 5'1", I think. So I carried the gear. I was a lot fitter in those days. So I was her gopher. She would do the reports. I would do her research. I spoke to people and pointed people out to her, and she would go and get the stories. We had a wonderful time. But with being around journalists and writing for magazines, you sort of get told and you're taught up basically on the job. When you're reporting, they use a phrase called how, why, where, when. When you tell your story, you've got to say how, why, where, and when. That's the first thing you learn. And then if you've got a story, they say, has the story got legs? Now, how long is a story going to last? Is it going to be in the Sunday papers, talked a bit about it on the Monday morning in the papers, and then forgotten? Sometimes they tell a story on a Sunday in the, I don't know, it was the News of the World then, and then on the Monday morning there won't be a word. It just vanishes. And then you get a story that has legs. And this is how journalists talk. They say, I think I've got a story that got legs. And they tell the initial story, and the next day they add to it. And it might go on for a week. Now, we come to Starmer. Starmer is a story that has lots of legs. Loads of legs. It's a millipede. At the moment, we've had Starmer and the freebies, and every so often a new freebie story comes out. You know, they add legs to a story. Now we've got Starmer and Mandelson. Now this story is going to run and run, and I think in the end, Starmer is going to have to go the same way as Mandelson. He's going to have to resign as leader of the Labour Party. But what I think he will do is say, I will resign, but I will stay in place until the Labour Party have elected my successor. So he might have 3 months to do what he wants to do as Prime Minister. And God knows what he'd be up to. The Conservative Party, the Reform, Liberal Democrats, haven't got enough MPs in Parliament to control Parliament. If all the Labour, there's over 400 Labour MPs, if they stick together, then Labour will win everything. But the only way we're going to get rid of Starmer is if the backbenchers think that Starmer is a liability and they're going to lose their seat in the next election. And that's the only hope we've got, is that the backbenchers get together and push Starmer out and elect somebody who they think will win an election for them. I don't think it will. I think Starmer's done so much damage, I don't think they can come back from what they've done. You know, Mandelson is just the blue touch paper. You know, Mandelson really is behind the scenes. He's not really doing anything. He's a Blairite. Could it be that Blair controls Mandelson and Starmer, and that's how Mandelson got the job in America? Only just saying. Now, oh, the light goes on. Oh, yeah. If I sit back, it's okay, so you can see me a bit. Sorry about the stripe. But as the winter goes on, it goes down and gets lower. And when we got patchy clouds, this happens. But never mind. We will survive. Anyway, Ian, I think the Starmer story is going to last for a while. What we can't do is let Tommy Robinson's rally on Saturday be forgotten. See, it's gone now. Cloud's gone across the sun. It'll come back in a minute. We've got to keep the pressure up. If you were there on Saturday, say on social media, I was there. Stand up, be counted. Anyway, Ian, and what I'm trying to say is we're going to add legs to the story and keep it going. So anyway, this is Ian, Somerset News Network. Bye for now.